For a trip to New Orleans in Super Bowl 58, we are ready to rock in the AFC Championship game. Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result had he opted for the touchback. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Here's Chandler on 2nd down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful of one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Now a handoff to Chandler. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. A sizable gain there, 9 yards as they get it back to a 3rd and 5.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
And defensively, Baltimore's in a dime look here on 3rd. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hill. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They will run for the first time here with White, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive, but this is 3rd down. Tua sets up to pass it. Got his man. It's Bo Melton. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice sustained series to begin the game. It will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Really a solid start here on the opening drive, Charles. He's now 4-4, and they're already in plus territory.
Brandon, he's been so precise to start this game. Like we're watching an operation taking place right now. Master surgeon at work.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a third.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Go.
Counter play. Here's Chandler. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Well, this play sequence was really kind of called in reverse. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably everyone was expecting them to throw the football. Now, if you're the defense, what are they going to do on 3rd down? You're a little off balance.
The 13th play now coming on this opening drive. Here's 3rd down. Tua going to throw. Tua hit, and the ball is out. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me that option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
Ready.
Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Ready.
They run it with Chandler. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
But when the ball snapped from the 3 down near the goal line, I think in days gone by, we thought many teams would run the football, but on 3rd down in today's game, I expect them to throw it. A little counterintuitive there. They tried to run it, instead spilled for a loss.
Every possession in the postseason magnified. And look, it's just the opening drive. They didn't get the touchdown they wanted, but at least they got on the board.
They got on the board. They've got their home crowd into it as well. And remember, in the playoffs, the game slows down a little bit, so every point is precious.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Nice chunk of yards on 1st down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on 2nd. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
From the 29, Rodgers going out wide, finds Chubb. Just a gain of a couple there. And now we've got a 3rd and 4.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes it gets there, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a...
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on third down. Rodgers going to throw. The toss here completed to Pittman. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Tally, that is catch number 1 for him in this AFC Championship. It's a first down.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
On play action, Rodgers escaping the pressure, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Bradley Chubb able to drop him for a loss of a couple. They tried to go with a little play action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack on offense. Sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none of it worked.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Tally, that is catch number 1 for him in this AFC Championship. It's a first down. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. Tackled by Bradley Chubb, the number 5 pick in the 2018 draft.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Snap comes at 1. That's out to Chubb, complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 22-yard line. A good pick up there of 20 yards. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum, because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. In motion comes the tight end left. They go up the middle with Chubb. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive lineman creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in the game.
That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
They'll look to make it 3 for 3 on 3rd down conversions. They need a yard here. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
They'll run with Chubb. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. AFC title game, 2nd quarter action, 2 minutes to play. Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. They run it again with Chubb, and they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
A pretty big play now in this AFC Championship, 3rd and goal. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Nick Chubb, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens have taken the lead here in this AFC title game. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the 2nd half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. Well, obviously, they never want to see penalties on that defense, but this one a little bit more significant there on the downfield pass play.
And coaches preach it all the time. You can't put yourself in that kind of position if you're the defender. You've got to stay in a spot far downfield where you can play the ball without creating extra contact.
Now a give up the middle. This is White, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Over the middle and complete to Waddle. They find some open field here. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 48 yards. And the Dolphins will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is now 10-7. Touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs.
That was a nicely run slant route. And what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Rodgers will try again on second down. Complete. It's Johnson. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. Tucker's kick is good, and that will knot us up at 10. Well, maybe a little bit of an anxious moment there as that ball got closer and closer, but it does curl in.
Yeah, actually did a little bit of a slow dance there with the left upright, didn't it? But had just enough space, as you said, for it to curl in.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining, with not much time, we'll see how they play this. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we come upon halftime in the AFC title game as we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. One more half to decide who takes home the Lamar Hunt Trophy as we're back underway in this AFC Championship. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And, CD, we are in for a very intriguing second half. This is what we wanted, all tied. This is what postseason football is all about.
It certainly is. And doesn't it speak to the parity in the NFL? Roughly half the teams that made the playoffs a year before miss the next year, get replaced. We know it's an any given Sunday mentality. Nothing's easy in the playoffs, but when you have your shot, they're eager to seize it.
47 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down, and he's across midfield and into Miami territory. And some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
We're down to the 41.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Dumps this to his running back, Chubb. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. And Chubb will try the middle here. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And that's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there.
On 2nd and 11 now. Rodgers, that one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Tucker's kick is good, and they will take the lead at 13-10. Well, they don't get a touchdown here in the opening drive of the 3rd quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And they find themselves down on the scoreboard following the field goal a moment ago.
And I think even though they trail in the game now, I would consider that a win for their defense, and that's probably what they're telling the offense when they get to the bench. Hey, the onus is on you guys now. Get back out there and get us the lead back.
Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. That tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
And he's got room. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Hey, green. Set, go. Set, go.
Here's Chandler. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Check, pitch. Set.
First down, here's White.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've got to hit the jackpot there.
And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Now Chandler. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 70 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Ready?
1 quarter remains until we crown the AFC champion. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal?
Black over.
Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3, and not giving up 6.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. Up the middle they go. It's Chandler, and the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. Center's kick is good, and the Dolphins have tied things up here in the 4th. So with less than a minute gone by here in this 4th quarter, the field goal there gets this thing back to even.
And it's setting up for a fantastic finish, isn't it, partner? It's been a well-played game, a hard-hitting game. The fans are into it. The announcers are into it. This is going to be a great 4th quarter.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this one likely on the short list for Game of the Year candidates. And boy, did it come in a good one here in the playoffs. All tied in the 4th with a berth to the Super Bowl on the line. Buckle up, everybody. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off, Byron Jones.
Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the fourth quarter.
And Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Mears used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. To his throw here, taken in by Gesicki. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Mike Gesicki, 30 yards. And the Dolphins have broken our tie and have taken a fourth-quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And they will take a 7-point lead. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They need a touchdown to tie it. Of course, they know full well they won't have too many more possessions, if any, in this championship game. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 77 yards rushing now for Chubb, and a first down as well.
We used to work relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles, and his feet never stop moving?
They run again on first down, Chubb. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On 2nd and 9, Rodgers. He gets this one to Johnson. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the fourth. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Chubb will get the call, running left. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. And again, it's Chubb. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Rodgers. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Emmanuel Ogbah able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
After the sack on first down, Rodgers, he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. And this is caught. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Rashad Bateman, 37 yards. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
Let's go.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
Well, that's into the hands of Gesicki. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Tua finding Gesicki there for a Dolphin first.
That's a nice job right there, partner, because they were able to work down the middle of the field, working in the seams, because I think defensively they were guarding the sidelines, trying to keep them from getting out of bounds. They took what they gave them, and it was successful.
To about the 35, second down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's Tua. And his throw's going to be incomplete. There have been quite a few plays they might look back on and say, we really have hurt ourselves, and that was another example.
And this is late game execution. Everything on the line, so it all has to come together properly. The throw's made. Where's the catch? Got to catch in that spot.
Now Tua. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, the defense certainly did its job. They held up in that situation, and now on 4th down, you've got to punt this and try to get to overtime. There's no decision to be made, in my estimation.
Fielded at the 20, and he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. That'll be a 43-yard punt, but a net of just 33 following a 10-yard return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They need to get this around the 40 on the other side to get into field goal range. Look at the clock, a decent amount of time here in a tie game. What do?
No panic situation at all. They've got to get a couple of chunk plays, pick up nice bits of yardage.
Target the sidelines?
Target the sidelines because you want to get out of bounds and make sure that clock stops. Because if the clock stays running, that makes things that much tougher for you. It can always bleed out on you.
Oh, what a nice tackle there. That will hardly move the needle at all offensively. A very short game.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. To throw is Rodgers. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And this returnable for Hill. Call that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest.
Ready.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the save calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45.
Now a handoff to Chandler.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining.
Here's Chandler on 2nd down. Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line.
The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So it all rests now on the right foot of Jason Sanders. This for a trip to the Super Bowl. And that's off the right upright. Thought it might sneak in, but it did not.
Well, 4 quarters couldn't decide a winner, and now we're back underway for the right to hoist that Lamar Hunt trophy. And no return here to begin the overtime session. That'll be a touchback.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Well, CD certainly doesn't get any more exciting than this. Overtime in the postseason. Of course, keep in mind things are different than the old way it was. In the playoffs now, both teams guaranteed a possession, so a touchdown here, if they get one, the ball game will not be over.
And partners, we both know many people have called for this change before, and they finally got it after the Buffalo-Kansas City Classic in the 2022 playoffs. Patrick Mahomes and KC, they score first. Game over. Josh Allen and Bills never touched the football, and people hated that. Now if the game reaches OT, every playoff team has a chance to fight to extend their season. So the plan has got to be, if you win the toss and you take the ball, reach the end zone and score, and put as much pressure on your opponent as possible to try and win a game in OT in the playoffs.
A give running right is Chubb.
And not much doing there. Maybe a yard up to the 23.
Well, partner, recent conference championship games that have been needed to decide who goes to the Super Bowl. What do you got?
Well, if we go back to 2015, how about Green Bay at Seattle? And it looks like Green Bay's got this thing. From Russell Wilson to Jermaine Kearse, that gets it done. And then go back to 2010. We think Brett Favre with the Vikings has the destiny. But they're in New Orleans. It's the Saints. And they get it done. And in overtime, go on to the Super Bowl. And they won that one. They beat the Colts, correct?
A couple of the more memorable ones for sure. First throw of overtime for Rodgers. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down.
Jalen Phillips with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Aaron Donald, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
Chalk that one up to bad acting, I guess, because they certainly failed to sell the handoff, and the pressure stayed keyed in on the quarterback. No Oscar awards for this offense, just a loss of yardage.
All right, what can Tua do now with his drive in OT? And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They run it with Chandler. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. But just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. You know, Charles, just thinking about it, plenty of recent conference championship games have needed OT to decide who goes to the Super Bowl.
And we can go back a little ways, can't we? Go back 2012. Giants in San Francisco. That was an overtime game. The Giants ended up going on to the Super Bowl. How about the one where the Giants went to Green Bay, Lambeau, and beat the Magic of that stadium in that freezing, bitterly cold game and got it done there.
Yeah, it was 2008. It was absolutely freezing, and they went on to beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl that year. On second down, it's Chandler, and he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Counter play. Here's Chandler. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time, as they're on him quickly once more. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. And they're not going to let him get this one off. We have a whistle and a timeout as they'll try to put him on ice a bit. And they still have 2 timeouts left. So it all rests now on the right foot of Jason Sanders. This for a trip to the Super Bowl. And he missed it. It's no good. And we will play on here in overtime.
Oh, that's so deflating, Brandon, because you know he was thinking to himself, just give me a shot. Just put us in a position to win the game, and I'll get it done. With this kick, not on target, and we'll keep going here.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And some room to roam now. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 110 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in this AFC title game. This now in field goal range. It's a question of when you want to try it. Here's first down. They give the Chubb out of the gun. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
They run it again with Chubb. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 7 yards there and a first down. They've had some success here in overtime in this opening drive running the football right back to that well.
And why not? When you have that kind of success, make them stop you. And until they do, keep going back to that well you just spoke about. I think there's more water there available to them.
Now Chubb running right. Even with that broken tackle, he'll be brought down short of the 15. Xavier Howard up to make the tackle.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Now, do you try for more yardage or get to the spot that your kicker wants? Here's second down. They go up the middle with Chubb. And he's going to score. It's a touchdown. No flags. And in an overtime thriller, they are moving on in the playoff.
No rest. They get to keep playing.
Well, the Lombardi Trophy would be nice to hoist. They have to hold off for that for a little bit. Right now, the Lamar Hunt has to feel good to hold.
Oh, it's got to feel great for them. And remember, Lamar Hunt helped create the American Football League, which became, of course, in most part, the American Football Conference. And he's the one who gave us the name Super Bowl.